24 votes are needed by the 32 teams to ban the tush push, but I think it's a cowardly act to ban a play because you can't do it. And I know some of you are going to have some strong feelings about how you used to not be able to do this and not do that. Bottom line is this has been a play that you can do. And because a team perfected it, you want to take it away. That's a cowardly way to approach the rule book when a team wins the Super Bowl and you want to stop their ability to do so by taking away their best play that you are able to do as well but are unable to replicate. Now, I don't think this thing can get overturned. The NFL definitely, as even Shefty said, has its ways of pushing things along that need to get done, influencing teams. But you've got the entire coaching tree that comes from Philly that have all spread out. Shane Steichen in Indy. You've got now everybody that has been attached to this coaching tree speaking out and saying, well, I have a job. Kellen Moore, I have a job because of this. Steichen, I have a job because of this. They already have 4 or 5 votes in favor of keeping it, or votes that will not say to ban it. I don't think it gets banned, but 24 votes are needed to ban the tush push. I think it's a cowardly act. It would definitely take away a little bit of Jalen Hurts' value to a degree, but at the same time, you gotta think about it this way. They'll find a way to circumvent the rules, what's allowed within the confines of the new rule to ban the tush push. Jalen Hurts is still going to rush for touchdowns. Jalen Hurts will still get the football. The man can squat 600 pounds. They'll find a way. What are the rules? How can we brush up against circumventing the rules or manipulating the rules? It'll be fine. Jalen Hurts might miss 2 or 3 touchdowns on the year, but who's to say he won't drop back and throw a touchdown that he would have rushed in from the 3-yard line? I'm not too worried about it. If the tush push were to get banned, Barkley's value would go up
Stock on the rise.
a little bit more, but we have concerns about Barkley and his workload, etc., etc. Jeanty to the moon, top 5 running back. Dare I say maybe higher? Is he a top 1 to 5 running back as a rookie? I think so. I think Jeanty
Stock on the rise.
is on the rise. Jeanty is going to freaking
To Jupiter.
And then we have the Aaron Rodgers to DK situation. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday.
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Smitty, I'm a whining William. I'm a petrified Peter. I'm a team that can't do the what's this? Dog hair on my thing. I'm a team that can't do this tush push. So let's ban it because I don't know how to do it.
I think I really truly think it's a cowardly way to approach the situation because they won. Like what like you want to ban the tush push well before it leads to a Super Bowl. That's one thing. But when a team wins the Super Bowl and you literally, as the Green Bay Packers, whistle, blow the whistle, sound the alarm. What a coward move by the Green Bay Packers. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can call into the show in a minute and let me know your 2 cents. But they win the Super Bowl and then you go running to daddy and you want them to get rid of the play that could make them a little less superhuman. Yeah, it's a soft move, as Travis said. Soft move. Straight soft. You know, you tried to deploy it a couple times too. Everybody's tried it. When they fail, they're like, what's the next step, Steve? Well, we could ban it. Yeah, go ahead and look into that, Steve. See how many votes we need. 24? You're more than welcome to call in and argue this, but it's going to look like a soft argument. So I doubt anybody calls to argue in favor of banning the tush push. Me. I'm a soft Stevie. I'm a worried William. I think the tush push is bad for the game. Well, you should have spoke up before a team just won the Super Bowl, and now you're trying to take away their ammunition. Yeah, let's send Jalen Hurts out. New rule. Attention.
I would like to implement a new rule where Jalen Hurts has to play with one leg. He should play with one leg moving forward. I don't think Jalen Hurts should be able to play like everybody else.
Oh, new rule.
Patrick Mahomes must play with one wide receiver.
Oh, wait, he did that last year. Everybody made fun of him. Mahomes is coming for people this year. All you doubting Donnies on Mahomes. Guy's got one of the most electric wide receiver rooms in the league. It just kind of flew in under the radar. Why? Injuries. You know, they bring back Hollywood. Kelsey's still okay, right? No one's expecting this to be by way of Kelsey when I say electric pass catching rooms. But Kelsey's still there. He's still decent. And he still could have a surprisingly good situation in 2025 from a fantasy football perspective. But Xavier Worthy looks like a top freaking 15 wide receiver if I've ever seen one coming. And that's something that we touted all offseason last year. And he looks fantastic. But the thing is, I like Rice even more. And I know Rice is coming back from a knee injury taken out by Patrick Mahomes on the field. But I'm telling you, man, this is going to be the year. Patty Mahomes has been lifting, bulking up. He's a 6th, 7th round value. Do you even know what that means? Do we even know what that means? Look at, you're talking about Patty Mahomes. And for those that haven't watched this video where I give you my best draft strategy from the 1, the 2, or the 3 pick, you take Jamar Chase, you go Bucky and Kyron. Imagine walking into a world where you could then grab, in some cases, you can try and grab Rashee Rice and Worthy. I don't think you're going to pull off getting both, so you kind of got to pick your poison. And I'm not even saying that I 100% love the cuffing and redraft like everybody else. But if you take one of those characters, I mean, we could even say, you know, since we're on the topic of DK Metcalf, we could throw DK Metcalf into this conversation as well. But Rice in the 4th round, Rice sometimes goes a little bit later, a little bit sooner, whatever the case may be. Patrick Mahomes has been a staple in round 6 and 7. You don't even have to take him in 5 anymore. Mahomes is a lock in almost every scenario, unless you're in a weird league or a super flex, of course. I mean, who's not walking away with a championship with this team? I don't understand what we're talking about.
To Jupiter.
To Saturn.
To Mars.
To the moon.
You've just been
Who's not winning with that team? And if you don't like Bucky here for whatever reason, then throw a Breece Hall into the scenario here. Let's put Bucky on the bench just in case you're a Breece Hall guy, which I am too. This is a phenomenal squad. You think Kyron's going to go too early because your league just is on top of things? Sure, then let's swap it like that. Now what do you say? Now you like them apples. Same thing. Same thing, different sauce, different ingredients, same result. And you don't like Rashee Rice? That's fine. You can put Worthy right here. You can put DK right here. You can put Hampton right here. Let's put Hampton right here. Let's go triple RB and do it live. Henderson right here. But let's throw Hampton here because Hampton seems to translate to the average mind that's thinking about landing spots and what the rookie running back stable is going to look like. But who's not winning with this mother freaking team right here?
Let him cook.
Woo! Guess my juice is flowing. Look at this. I haven't even used my 5th round pick yet. Who are we taking in the 5th round? Somebody throw out a couple 5th rounders for me real quick. Throw out a couple 5th rounders that'll look nice and juicy in this lineup. Tell me I'm not winning grandma's league with this team. Tell me I'm not winning your work league or your water cooler league with this team. Somebody please set me straight, because what I'm looking at is straight fire. What I'm looking at is a conglomerate. I'm monopolizing fantasy football with this roster right here. Unbelievable. Debo, excellent choice. Excellent choice. Don't like Debo. Some of you don't like Debo at all. I get it. You got burned by him. I understand what time it is. I get it. But I love Debo at this territory. I even got Debo in his new digs that I can put up on screen if I could just find his. Where did I put him? There he is. I couldn't recognize him in the new colors, even though it's still a similar shade of jersey. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Someone said Godwin. DK, you're not probably getting in round 5. You could, but I don't know that you're getting him in round 5. Man, someone said CMC in the 5th. Somebody throw out a couple other names. ETN, no, he's not going that high, bro. ETN, what are you doing? Do some mock drafts, Bucky. Or no, not Bucky. Who said ETN? ETN was Wolfman. Wolfman, do some mock drafts. ETN ain't going around 5. You're getting ETN in handcuff territory. Plus, Bigsby is going to the mother freaking moon anyway.
The moon man.
Not that I don't
Dropping
love
loads in outer space.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
Wait a minute.
Mars.
Where's Bigsby?
The Saturn Men.
The moon man.
Oh, you know what?
Dropping loads.
Yeah, we gotta add Bigsby to the Moon Man list too. I know he's here, living in this world, but I don't know. He makes the perfect midseason monster though because of his ability to pop off in a couple weeks into the season. Someone said Walker, sure. You could go with if someone doesn't like this Hampton Debo little situation we got cooking right here. Maybe we do throw Xavier Worthy in the. I'm even looking at other wide receivers that might fall. JSN probably won't fall. McMillan goes here, and that's why I don't like McMillan at all in the 4th round. I think it's craziness. We'll go Xavier Worthy. If you like Rice more, picture Rice, close your eyes, and just whisper sweet nothings into your own ear about what player you like there. And then what do we say? Walker, Kenneth Walker around 5. He could fall into round 5. I don't know that he's going to fall in every scenario, but if we throw Walker on this team, let's throw Sharps as well, and let's give the full picture. Who's not winning with this mother freaking team? You tell me, okay? Kenneth Walker. I don't know. I depends on your league, but Sharps could go in 7 or 8. So let's just throw him like in between. Charbonnet 7 to 8. Let's throw this on here. Who's not winning with this squad? I mean, come on. This is like not even fair. I think if you drafted this team, you could approach the whole league after the draft, like one by one. I think people would be embarrassed if you walked out with this team, and I don't think they want to admit it in front of anybody. But you could literally walk up to Aunt Edna and Uncle Bud and just say, bro, convince Shirley and Aunt Edna to redraft tomorrow. You guys pay me half the entry fee now as a penalty, and then we'll all redraft tomorrow so you guys have a chance. Because there's no way somebody's beating this.
Let him cook.
It's not happening. Okay, back to the news. I spent enough time detouring. Hurts, Tush push, 24 votes are needed. I don't think it's going to happen. You already have all of them, Kellen Moore, Steichen, the coaching tree, complete coaching tree under Philly. They have jobs because of this Tush push. They're not going to ban it. I don't think it will be banned. Jeanty, I'll get to in a second. Let's get to the Aaron Rodgers news real quickly, which we already touched on its own separate live stream, but I think it's such big news if anybody hasn't seen it. Rodgers is out there working with DK Metcalf, just throwing balls, catching the ball in the backyard, getting ready. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, hello? Yeah, this is my source. This is Trust Me Bro. Hey, Trust Me Bro, what's going on? Pickens is upset? Why is it? Yeah, I was wondering why Pickens didn't show up to the throw around. What's going on? Is he going to request a trade? You still think so, huh? Okay, thank you, Trust Me Bro. I'll see you later. Where's Pickens? DK Metcalf took his money. DK Metcalf took his job. DK Metcalf probably going to take his number, 14, and DK Metcalf's probably going to take his girl. It's all going to come to a head, and at some point, this man's going to walk on the field and see the rapport already built between these two. He's taken everything from him. He wants out. Eventually, he's got to. But even if he doesn't, even more glorious for the man known as Aaron Rodgers, this DK Metcalf character is the number 1 overall wide receiver on this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Stop kidding yourself. Anybody that says it's Pickens, you own Pickens in 5 dynasty leagues, Steve. Stop talking nonsense. Look at these two. DK's so underrated, too. I love that DK Metcalf goes in like the 4th, 5th round. I love that people think he's one-dimensional. I love that people don't understand how good DK could be if you give him a better quarterback than he's had. This is a glorious situation. Hold on, Kyrie Boston. I'm not opening the phone lines yet. Right after this, you can call in a second. Aaron Rodgers and DK tossing the pigskin together, looking good. This man looks ready. Look how hungry he looks. DK said, look, I left my bag of Skittles in the locker room. Do you mind if I run in there real quick? I'm really fast. I'll get them. I'll be back in about 1.5 minutes. Do you think you could do some fake handoffs to some imaginary people real quick? And Aaron Rodgers said, that locker room? I'm going to time you. 2.5 minutes. I'll give you 2.5 minutes to get there and back. And if not, I'll buy you a Raptor. This kind of conversation these guys are having on the field right now. The rapport is building. That's a real conversation transcript I'm reading from Trust Me Bro. I can't wait until this pops off. All the Aaron Rodgers haters, I'm not saying he's going to be a top 5, 6, 7, 8 fantasy football quarterback. I'm just saying this is going to be fun. I'm not saying DK Metcalf is a 4th rounder. I'm saying he might be worth more in hindsight. How you like that? But take advantage of the 4th round value, the 5th round value where you can. This guy's not a one-dimensional player. This is a guy that has the ability to run the entire route tree. He's just been pigeon-held in place over in Seattle for too long, and now he gets to grow and mature. And I believe that Aaron Rodgers, if he is the signal caller, and what would make anybody think differently right now when he's supposed to be maybe retiring, and there he's out there this past weekend just throwing dimes over to DK left and right. And the word is, according to Schefter and the boys, it was a really good throwing session. They had a real good connection, and Aaron Rodgers walked away ultra impressed. Does this look like a man that is on a mission to retire or on a mission to throw to DK Metcalf on the regular?
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
And Ashton Jeanty, my boy Ashton Jeanty, how we love you so. This is going to be the next elite big dog RB in the National Football League. And why am I bringing him up again? Because we talk about him a lot. Lately, it seems, because everyone's talking about, and I'll see if I can grab this image of Jeanty. I got it here somewhere. Let me see if I can find the Ashton Jeanty images. Is this it right here? He's out there looking like the Hulk. He looks like an Avenger, just ready to take on the world. And everyone's comments were about the same. Some were about the same when he went to his pro day and took off his shirt and started flexing and just grabbing the football. Looked like he was going to smash it into little itty bitty pieces. And the common phrase, the commonality of all the things getting tossed around were the guy looked not human. He looked like an alien. And he doesn't look human. He doesn't play human. He doesn't move human. And a lot of people didn't even know how strong he was. They didn't know how big he was. And when he was interviewed after by Gruden, John Gruden said, hey, you really like taking off your shirt and going out there and just... And Jeanty goes, yeah, I don't spend all this time looking this way, looking this good to not go out there, rip the shirt off and show everybody what the damage looks like. Gruden was like, I love that about you. Gruden was absolutely enamored. And he said, I would love to coach someone like you. Give me Ashton Jeanty and I'll give you the world. Gruden just pumped him up. It was a great conversation. But here's why we're talking about it. It's similar to what Travis just said here. Jeanty haters are going to look foolish. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. The Jeanty news is popping. And everybody's talking about this right now, okay? Jeanty looked like a beast. He's an alien. He's out of this world. He's a machine. Like Flacco just said right here, these are the kind of comments that people are throwing left and right. The people, and I've got a psychology degree, and I like to bring psychology to fantasy football. And I'm telling you exactly what it is. It's double down Donnie syndrome. The people that have gone on record already to say too many small schools, guy played for a small school, there's no way he's going to go out there and, he just took his shirt off. Damn it. I'm doubling down. I'm going to just dig a deeper hole. He's not going to work out. You guys are enamored because he took his shirt off. What's going on here? And then everybody says this guy looks like a monster. He might even go higher than the 8 to 10 range like we said. Maybe he's going to LV now at 6. Double down Donnie, he's getting louder now. Why? Because he's scared. He's scared because his stance is compromised. Double down Donnies are loud. Double down Donnies, they don't slow down. They don't adjust and adapt like you guys do. There's one thing I train you all to do. It is to adjust and adapt. It's to say, hey, never mind. I like this. That doesn't make you a bad fantasy football player. It doesn't make you a bad judge of talent or character. It makes you pliable. It makes you liquid. It makes you loose. If you're not loose, you're not doing anything properly in this sport and game we play of fantasy football. You got to stay loose. You got to stay liquid, as Kruger will tell you. Let's let Kruger tell you personally. Hey, Kruger, tell the folks why it's important to stay loose and liquid.
You got it, Smitty. All right, folks, staying loose and liquid is all about adapting and adjusting. Like water in the ocean or the wind blows, you got to keep flowing and ready to pivot. When you're loose, you're less likely to get caught off guard. Stay liquid, folks.
Deuce if you're loose, Kruger.
Deuces. Stay loose, stay liquid, stay ever flowing like water in the ocean. Remember to smash that and wipe your feet at the door.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Kruger remembers everything. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is the influx of negativity around this man is wild. The fact that people are double downing Donnie on this situation is insane. It's insane. How you would come away with not wanting to backtrack is insane. Those that are hating on Ashton Jeanty do not trust their judgment, don't follow their lead, don't watch whatever they're cranking out there in terms of content. And while you might not find a lot of people creating content on anti-Ashton Jeanty stuff, you're going to find a lot of negative Noahs. Maybe they're trying to manipulate you. Maybe they're trying to say Ashton Jeanty don't take him 1.1. I'm telling you right now, this is Bijan. We were higher on Bijan than anybody creating content out there, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of your opinions. And I took the L his rookie year. I took the L because if I'm going to come out and claim to be the highest in somebody, and they don't deliver because they don't get used properly, that's on me. I'll wear my Scarlet B till the end of time. But we were right on him, and he turned into exactly what we said. There were some unforeseen circumstances with Arthur Smith, who proved to be very good with Algier. You know, this is a situation where we had no evidence that there was going to be a good run or some sort of crazy, pullback on the Bijan experiment. We had no idea, but Bijan turned out to be every bit as good as we said he was. This is Bijan. This is the Bijan. This is the Barkley. This is the best prospect to ever come out of college since Barry Sanders. And you can either get on this train now and let go of your inhibitions. You can let go of all your stereotypes, all your clinging to your bad take of throwing more bad on bad, and just say, you know what? Adjust and adapt time, baby. Or you can watch us get on the train. We'll never let you on. We'll take away your Bijan card, and at the end of the year, we're going to say this to you.
Got him.
All right. Hold on. We got a doubting Donnie in here. Professor Math. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man's teaching math. The man's teaching math to the kids. I'm scared. He says, the reason why I'm not in favor of Ashton as a Bears fan is because I want to see the Bears trade up to get Carter or Mason Graham. I heard this a lot during Adrian Peterson's draft. When a lot of people drafted players ahead of Adrian Peterson that shouldn't have. Calvin was okay, but it was the same thing I heard then. Let me tell you something, bro. Those guys got nothing on Ashton Jeanty and what he does for the running back position. You could find a gem in the later rounds that can become as good as those guys. You truly can, and you can coach them up. You can't find an Ashton Jeanty after Ashton Jeanty's gone. I love Hendy. I love Scatterboo. I love those guys, but I don't like that take at all. But I appreciate you. Stick to the math. Yeah, I appreciate you, though. All right, dial into the show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right. Let's see what you guys think about the situation at hand. We got a super chat in the house right here by Lewis. Lewis says, today I said the risk is baked in at work. Nice job, Lewis. Great usage of the term. Appreciate you, Lewis. Lewis to the moon. $2 holler. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate you. All right. Kyrie Boston's calling in as well as Gump. Gump, hang tight real quickly. Let me get Kyrie Boston on the phone line as well. Merge those two calls. All right. Gump, you're live, and then I'll go over to Kyrie Boston. Go ahead, Gump. Gump! All right. Hurry up, Gump. You snooze, you lose. I don't have time to be like, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, Smitty, how you doing today? Having a good day? Is the sun shining?
Yeah.
Like, get with it. Kyrie Boston, you're live. Go.
I was just gonna say that I think that Tush
they will. They will find a
man.
way to score. They'll find a
But
way
I
to
believe
continue
in the Eagles,
to
though. I
get
think
Jalen
even
Hurts
if
into
they
the
take
end
it
zone.
away,
There's
like
no
you
doubt in my
said,
mind.
they're
It's
gonna
going to be a
find a way to
small
score anyway.
alteration with maybe a 2 or 3 or 4 touchdown, loss for Jalen Hurts. But even again on the ground. But just because Jalen Hurts doesn't run the 2 or 3 yard tush push in, doesn't mean he doesn't now drop back and throw a missile to A.J. Brown or, Barkley runs it in, which is nice. But I don't think you just take away Jalen Hurts' fantasy football upside. People are wild. He'll still, instead of rushing in like 12 to 14 touchdowns, maybe he runs 10 in. And then maybe he throws for 2 more and he loses 2 or 3 touchdowns on the whole thing. It's crazy to me. All right, hold on, Kyrie Boston. Go back. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I say something about? Oh, okay. I just want to say something about Ashton Jeanty, man. I think that Saquon Barkley is probably had the best season of any running back this year, and I think that.
You're going to say Ashton Bentley, weren't you?
Saquon
You're calling him a Bentley.
Gonna,
I don't think he would mind. He's kind of like
make
a Bentley.
him take Ashton Jeanty a lot higher than
Ashton
people
Bentley.
think.
Yeah, who knows where he goes? I think he goes to the 6th pick, to the Raiders. Could a team trade up? Like if I'm Ben Johnson and I'm the Chicago Bears, I'm trading up to the 4, the 3, or the 2 to get him. I don't risk it at all. Keep in mind Ben Johnson taking Gibbs. Everybody thought that was crazy high. It wasn't. It was amazing. And we thought that. We weren't one of those people that thought it was crazy high. On the live stream, we're like, he's going to ball. And I know everybody freaked out a little bit because Swift was on the roster at that point. Monty, it looked like a crowded area. But we knew it was going to be fine. And it very, very quickly it got resolved. But if you're Ben Johnson at 10, and I don't want this, but you move ahead of the Raiders. Because if you think Jeanty's the best thing since sliced bread, you got to go get it. You can't sit back and hope that it all works out for you. You got to get aggressive for Jeanty. Jeanty's the man. He's the best prospect since Barry Sanders. All right, hold on, Kyrie Boston. Let me go over to Gumpy. Gumpy, you're live. Attaboy. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
what did you come up with, Gumpy?
I watched your whole show yesterday about that receiver, and I heard all that you said, and you know what I came up with? I played football a lot in my life, and I was good, and I even had scouting me. Well, That young man's got classes, college classes. I mean, he's studying in those classes. And also, if I was a coach, I would look at him and say, hey, do you know the playbook? Do you know the playbook? That's the most important thing to me. Not the film, but the playbook. And you watch the film, he's always
Okay. Thanks, Gump.
is where he needs to be.
He's this year's
and
Justin
he's
Jefferson.
This year's New Year's Jefferson.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Someone's saying the
Jefferson.
audio's messed up. Probably Gump. I'm gonna go ahead and say this to you, Gump. Hold on one second.
100%.
This is what I think of that. This is what I think of
100%.
that. Because you gave me no evidence whatsoever. You just called it and said, I used to play football and I had some scouts and he takes classes and he's gonna be the next Justin Jefferson. That's not an argument.
Finish him. Call terminated.
That's not an argument. Let me see if I can find my I hate doing this, but apparently the phone line's having problems yet again. All right. Kyrie Boston, talk for me real quick.
I have to watch any game. That was just Chuck McMillan argument. He really believes Chuck McMillan is good.
I mean, if you want to call
football and not have 50, I think it was like a 5 something 50, 501 50 or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You say he's pretty fast.
Well,
so I don't know. He say play football.
Yeah, but Gump had no argument though. It was just like, I played football. People scouted me. The man takes classes in college. He's gonna be the next Justin Jefferson. I've never heard an argument like that in my life. Gump, if you want to try one more time, you can. There shouldn't be. There's no more lagging. It's impossible that it's lagging because I'm now using the microphone. And the speaker, so there's no anybody saying it's lagging. You're watching from behind on the show. Okay, let's see here. Dial into the show. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier, Smitty. Man, I was trying to tell him that you was right yesterday about Ted McMillan. I was trying to tell him that if you don't study the game tapes, you ain't gonna know what's going on with the defense. How you gonna know what's going on with defense? But you know the playbook, but you don't know what's going on.
And again, just to clarify, I am not saying that Ted McMillan is going to bust, or that he won't be a good player, or that he can't climb to T. Higgins type value, which is still a top 30-ish, top 35-ish overall player. Like that's a pretty nice, ceiling value to give a player. So to make it abundantly clear, I'm not talking as if this guy is going to fail. I'm just saying if you don't like football and he doesn't watch football, and this interview was like a year and something ago, a year and a half ago, let's say, whatever. Maybe he started, watching football again, like all of a sudden, but he still hasn't, like his entire life, it sounds like, and he still didn't watch film. And if he started watching film his last year, like he's still new to it, he's green to it. There's a lot of green moments with this kid that make me think there's just no way for him to become that top 5 guy. Well, who is he gonna knock out? BTJ, Neighbors, JJ, Jamar Chase, St. Brown, AJ Brown. Eventually he'll fall. Like, who is he going to replace? How is he going to get into the top 7 or 8 wide receivers? He's not. And the bottom line is, in redraft, people are drafting him in the 4th round, even if it's the end of the 4th round. That's ridiculous in redraft. The kid's going to be very green. He also has a very high likelihood of falling to a crowded environment like the Jaguars, where BTJ lives. And his stock plummeting to 12 is possible now because the Dallas Cowboys might draft him because of him running his mouth about not watching film or liking football. So the two kind of likely landing spots of about 4 or 5 are Jacksonville and Dallas, where he would have no ability to become the number 1 wide receiver. None. 0% ability to become the number one wide receiver. And the only people that are like sticking to their guns on this, who aren't even listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying he could be T. Higgins is a compliment. But instead people are like, oh, Smitty's capping him right now, and I don't like it. I planned on drafting him. And part of what people have an aversion to on that is people don't like change. And sometimes people, they set themselves on a plan of, I don't know what that sound is in the background, Kyrie Boston, but it keeps beeping, going.
That's alert. My fault. My
right.
phone had alert.
Okay. But there's something about where somebody says something like, I don't want to change my mind because I've already done the research and settled in. You know how when you're settling on a car or some purchase, and then a family member says, don't do that, they got bad reviews, and you're like, oh, I already decided I'm going to get this car. It's a lot of work to then go back out and start looking at other options. That's what people are doing. Some people are so lazy about their fantasy football analysis and take. They're like, I've already done all the legwork and I've set my mind on drafting this guy, and now I'm not going to, I'm just going to dig in and say, no, he'll be top 5. You'll see. No one's saying he can't be top 30 overall player, top 35 overall player. He's got a tremendous ability to go catch a football. But he even from his own mouth at the NFL Combine during interviews and shows said the first time he ever tried to catch the ball one-handed was last year. Like, there's a lot of green going on here. A lot of him being green. And I'm just saying that when you don't watch film and you don't even enjoy watching football, there's not an ability to have a monster edge on anybody. That's what I'm saying, and that's why he's got a little bit of a cap on what he can become. But no one said he's going to bust. No one can come in here and say, Smitty, you told you he was going to be a top 30 overall. That's what I just said he would be. Top 35, could he be? And I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be T. Higgins. I'm saying his ceiling value probably is T. Higgins, which is a good receiver that just got paid a bunch of money. So how is it disrespectful? It's just being real about the limitations of a player that isn't a student of the game. Go ahead, Kyrie Boston. Then I got to go to Gump real quick. He's back.
I would say he sounds close to like an opposite Quentin Johnston to me. Like, Quentin Johnston was be good at football, but he couldn't catch the ball. So like, this dude's catching the ball, but he ain't good at football.
Well, I mean, I think he's good at I think he's good at football. I think he's good at football. I just think that he's playing.
But
he's going to be playing with grown men at the next level. He's going to be playing at right now. You can be a little one-dimensional and be amazing at the college level. You know, defensive backs aren't the same. Yeah. You know, how many defensive backs make it and start in the NFL? Like, that's one position that's one reason why I believe the wide receivers are starting to translate. Is the wide receivers are being groomed to be nearly as good as the NFL players that are already in the NFL. And they dominate at the college level right now. It's like taking a BT and putting them back in college. How good would BT be? These wide receivers are ready. Like, Jeremiah Smith is going to be the best wide receiver prospect to ever come out of college. And we keep saying that. Why do we keep saying that? Because we're wrong? Why do we keep having that comment? Oh, this guy's going to be the best that ever comes out of college. Oh, this guy's the best. Is it because we're wrong? No, because the running backs, the wide receivers, and the quarterbacks specifically, tight end will follow. It's starting to kind of trail behind. Every once in a while, we get the Bowers. We hear in Tyler Warren is maybe a guy close to that or whatever. But the running backs, wide receivers, and quarterbacks are so good right now coming out of college, they translate instantly, which is why I'm such an advocate of if you take a guy in the top 10 at quarterback, you better start him. And if you don't start him, you either have no business drafting him, which you could say the Falcons didn't have a business signing Kirk Cousins because they drafted a guy they should have started from week 1. That's on the Falcons. Just because they didn't do what I'm saying doesn't mean that they were right. I feel like I was right. And I feel like I was right, and it's been proven already. You know, granted, Penix is still a lot of football to show us, but I'm telling you, he was the better quarterback from day one. But at the end of the day, you draft a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, and you're wavering, there's a problem. There's a problem. Not that the team is correct in doubting him. I never once said McCarthy's a failure or he'll fail, or if they lean on him, he'll fail. but the Vikings are doing something that they shouldn't be doing right now, which is hurting his confidence in not committing to him and looking to look around. They want to see other quarterbacks right now. They want to mingle with other QBs before they commit long term to their quarterback they drafted 10 overall. There's something weird about that. Whether you believe in McCarthy or not, that's a different argument you're trying to tie to me that I'm not even saying or arguing. I'm not saying a single negative thing about J.J. McCarthy. It's all negative toward the Vikings. And you could say, well, Smitty, this is a team that was as the coach of the year. And what they did with Darnold, look, teams can still make mistakes. And I think they're making a grave mistake right now. But doesn't mean it won't work out. I still like McCarthy, to a degree. And I especially love this system for any quarterback. But the bottom line is this is one of those situations where with McCarthy, there's something weird going on. But back to McMillan, again, just to button it up and to go over to Gump. It's not that I hate him. It's not that I think he can't be a good player. It's not that I don't think that if he had that hunger and student of the game mentality, I think he could reach, the sky as his limit. I just think right now it's a ridiculous proposition to be contemplating this as the next BT or the next top 4 or 5 wide receiver and take him in round 4 in a redraft, which is where his ADP is, when he probably is a little more one-dimensional than people think once he hits the NFL, and especially given that about 2/5 of his probable landing spots have a CeeDee Lamb or a BT in those wide receiver rooms. This has a recipe for disaster with multiple red flags that he must clear before I'm willing to even look at it from a different perspective. Could he clear the student of the game concern? Sure. He could just all of a sudden start consuming and get the right coach that teaches him to love the game. And he starts going, man, I've been watching old film on JJ. Then he clears that red flag. Sure, that's possible. I'm waiting for that. I would love to hear that. And as Travis said the other night on the phone line, maybe we start hearing some weird things that teams are concerned about when they said, he doesn't seem to grasp the game of football as much as I thought because he doesn't study it. Because he doesn't watch JJ. He doesn't know what JJ does. How do you not want to emulate your heroes? How do you become a great player without emulating Kobe or LeBron or Jordan? Like when I was playing back in the day and I was really good at basketball, I would literally pretend I was Michael Jordan every single day until I turned like 19 years old. I'm not afraid to admit I'm that guy in my front driveway at my mom's house with the bent basketball hoop, and I'm like, Jordan, 10, 9, 8, 7, turn around, shoot it, miss it. Damn, I gotta do it again. 10, 9, 8. That was me every day. And that made me better. I watched moves. I watch NBA all the time, and I'm like, damn, that move, I gotta do that. I learned that move. How do you add to your tool belt without watching football? You can't. There's no way he's not limited in a bunch of different areas by not watching football. That's all I'm saying. Travis Hunter's the number 1 wide receiver in this class, and it's not even close. If you want to make an argument that target share is more important than talent and that you're too scared about what Travis Hunter's workload's going to look like, I get it. I understand it. You want to go Matthew Golden because everybody's acting like he's the new, hot commodity, and there's not a lot of evidence there to support that he's the number 1 talent from a physical perspective. I'll tell you that right now. But Egbuka has at least, I think, the production, and in my opinion, he passes the gut test. And visually, I see a guy that could become super, super good. But the truth of the matter is, only 1 wide receiver in this draft class has a shot at being like a top 15 overall fantasy football player, and that's at a wide receiver position, and that is Travis Hunter. And I'm not sure that he gets the volume he needs. I can't tell you that. All I know is that 50% of the offensive snaps with design plays for him, he's not going to run on the field to go do a go route and never get the ball. He'll probably get as many targets at 50% snap share than he would at 90. That's the crazy part that people aren't thinking about. If he's a 90% receiver, he's going to run a lot of useless routes. He's going to become a normal, part of the offense, and then they start saying, okay, Travis Hunter's in the huddle. No one thinks anything. If Travis Hunter's coming on the field, as a part of his 50% snap share. They're like, Travis is coming in. He's getting the ball. Holy shit. Get it to him. It's like, I have a feeling Travis Hunter will have as many targets as he would even if he played 80, 90% of the snaps. I really do, even if they play him at 65, 70. But it's a risk. But is it really a risk? Where's Travis Hunter going in a redraft? 10th round? Where's McMillan going? 4th round. So if I'm wrong on Travis Hunter, what happens to me? Nothing. I win my league still because guess what? Travis Hunter in the 10th round didn't risk anything. It was all upside, zero risk. What happens if you're wrong and you take Ted McMillan in the 4th round in a redraft? You lose your league. And if he ends up working out, you don't even win your league because of it. He's merely pulling his weight. And you can find a lot of players like DK that are more worthy. Rashee Rice, more worthy, even with the suspension. More worthy than Ted McMillan in round 4. And then if I land Travis Hunter in round 10, I smash my league. I don't just win my league. I destroy my league. That is the difference. And in Dynasty, it's not much different, believe it or not, because there are people out there creating content around rookie wide receivers. And they don't even include Travis Hunter in the ranking. They don't even include him. So don't tell me you can't get him in a steal in a rookie startup draft. But that might not last for long. We'll find out where the buzz goes from here. Let me go over to Gump real quick. Everybody mute yourself. Kyrie Boston, if you could really, truly mute yourself, please. Gump, you're live. Let's try this again, Gump.
Yeah, I'm going to try this again.
Yeah.
Every year when you play football, every year you go to the football field, and it's tough. It's practice. It's a year after year. First thing you look up at the first day of practice, who's coming to the practice. The reason why I talk the way I talk, the first thing I did is I raised my head up and said, what kind of help I got out here? Because I'm tired of getting tackled by 30 people. Who's out here? And when you get in the pros, they hit hard, and it hurts. And you're looking, when first day of practice or the draft, you're looking your head up and saying, hey, who do I got here to give me some relief? I need some help over here.
Where's this going, Gump?
Listen, what I'm saying is, hopefully you guys keep on putting that T-Mac down, and the Lions grab him, or we...
The Lions grab him? I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Now the Lions are grabbing McMillan. Gump, you got to stop this. Not everything revolves around the Lions. How is he going to tie this to the Lions, I thought?
No, they have a chance. They have a chance at Kyle Williams. He's the second best receiver this year.
I like Kyle Williams. I like Kyle Williams. But Gump, the problem is you like everybody.
Out of this draft.
You like everybody.
I kicked Matthew Golden to the curb. I'm raising my head at first day of practice. I'm glad to see Kyle at practice.
Okay. Anything else, Gump?
He's good. Okay.
50 gifted.
What day is that?
50 gifted.
Ban the push Tush because it's like rugby. It's illegal. And they should also ban...
Finish him. Call terminated.
No. Banning the tush push is soft, Gump. It's soft. It's soft. You want to ban the tush push because what? You can't do it? How you going to ban? This is something you should have brought up before the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. It is such a soft take to be like, oh, this team won the Super Bowl. What could we take away? How could we tie one hand behind their backs? Everybody can do the tush push. Everybody can do it if they want to. Not effectively, but they can do it. They can implement it. They can try it. Because the Eagles got good at using the rules that are currently in place. You can argue about whether it should have been available or not as a play and complain. But where were you 3 years ago when the rule book was readily available and you could have brought this up? The only reason you're bringing it up now, anybody. And you want to call up and argue this point, go ahead. Phone lines are open. I'll even let Gump try to argue. Hold on a second. Kyrie,
Can I say one thing?
Kyrie Boston, you got to hang tight until I go to you. I'm sorry. I
Finish him.
Call back if you want to get in, but you got to hang tight. Hold on a second, Kyrie Boston. So it's something because you throw me off and then I lose my train of thought. Like now I don't even know where I was going.
I'll go for it.
Go ahead, Kyrie Boston. I lost it anyway.
No, I just want to say we was talking about that earlier. I was trying to tell him that what you was trying to tell him about the tush push, man. Everybody could do it. It's only that the Eagles do it at 90 percentile rate is why everybody's hating on them. You kind of like a hater if you ban the tush push.
It's just soft.
They're doing that 90 percentile rate. Everybody else doing that low rate.
This is one of those. It's not like a loophole. It was literally in the rule book. Like you could go through and figure out what you don't like in the rule book, what you don't. To wait until a team uses the confines of the rules to dominate other teams and then bring it up. Oh, and then the argument of it used to not be allowed is the dumbest argument I've ever heard. It's not illegal. It's legal. Clearly, it's legal. Gump says it's illegal. We hung up on the phone line on him. You're going to get hung up on when you say something that's not true. Gump, it's not illegal.
That was part of the rules. To say. I can't hang up on Gump like you, man.
Yeah, it has to be done because Gumpy, sometimes he gets a little crazy and goes off on a limb. Go ahead, Travis, you're live. Hold on, Kyrie Boston. Mute yourself if you could. Travis, go ahead. You're live.
All right.
Thank you, Kyrie.
If the Lions are good at the tush push, Gump wouldn't be saying it.
Yeah, the Lions. You were so good at the tush push.
With Ted McMillan, like, and I know by saying that Chad on this labeling me like, the Ted guy, but I like Ted McMillan, but all along I feel like we pretty much established, like even before all this crap came out, that he was like a wide receiver 2 that could creep into like wide receiver 1 type season. Like never that he was going to be a top 5 type guy, right? Am I off on that? Or?
No,
I know some people
I think
thought of him higher than that.
I think. Well, I mean, the thing is, Travis, he's going in the 4th round in redraft. So to me, that screams that. Yeah, I think people do like that's
more viewing him that way.
Yeah, it's way too early. The 4th round is madness. Everybody's hoping he's BTJ. That's all they're doing. They're projecting onto Ted McMillan, who's very green and very raw and not a student of the game. And I understand that he could still be very good, and no one's calling him a bust. I've never once said I don't like Ted McMillan. I'm out if it costs me a 4th round pick, and I'm out if everyone's like, this is the number 1 wide receiver drafted. And I'm not like that, even that against that take. From just if you narrow it down to just rookies, the rookie wide receivers are not that good. They're good. They're solid. And because of the potential of Travis Hunter maybe being limited, which I don't agree with, but I understand where people are coming from because it's a place of unknown. But when you factor in his ADP, even in Dynasty, it eliminates that risk and makes him really attractive again. But from a ranking perspective, and that's the thing, is you're getting Travis Hunter later than Tet, so it's a value. If Travis Hunter moved to the number 2 overall rookie, maybe I would be like, okay, now the risk is actually different because we're paying for that risk now. Right now we're not. That's why I love Travis Hunter so much, is because in redraft he's free, and in Dynasty he's heavily discounted. But I understand where people are coming from within this really bad rookie class of wide receiver to say, oh, I like him as the number 1. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally okay with drafting Ted McMillan. I'm not going to, but totally okay. You're not taking a lap if you draft Ted McMillan as the number 1 rookie wide receiver. But what I'm going to say is that I'm probably drafting RBs through about 4 picks before I even consider a wide receiver, unless Travis Hunter is in a place of prominence and we're getting clarification or a real strong belief that the team that drafted him has spoke about using him as a wide receiver, or he gets drafted as a wide receiver and then we start, pumping him up. But right now, my stance is if Ted McMillan had to be the number 1 wide receiver, I'm drafting probably 4 straight running backs in my rookie draft ahead of Ted McMillan. Doesn't mean I don't like him. It just means that's where I value him.
I think it makes a good point where you talk about with this draft specifically. I feel like people just kind of lump drafts together where you have to look at each draft class separately because last year, obviously, wide receivers at the top were studs. The year before that, though, it was, the JSN year, where it was, JSN, Flowers, Quentin Johnson. They didn't go until, 18, 19, 20. Which was probably, appropriate. That's because there were tackles and there were some quarterbacks and there was Gibbs and Bijan.
BBQ.
There's not a lot of players like that in this draft would push them down the board to a more appropriate spot. So guys are going to be going higher as elite position players. We've been spoiled by wide receivers as well. So people just assume, if it's the first or second wide receiver, they're going to be a wide receiver one right away and be a BTJ like that. And I think people have to kind of start realizing that's not the case for this draft.
Yeah. All right, let me go over to Gump real quick. Gump, go ahead and defend the tush push being banned. Go ahead and try. Because
I'm old school. I'm old school. And when I practice, I ran rock with my bare feet. Now, this stuff about pushing some running back, I need help to get in the end zone by some 400-pound lineman. And also, I like to bend the freaking calls to the helmet. I think that's illegal for a quarterback, some guy up in the booth calling down plays. Well, you run this play. Man, you figure it out. You're playing quarterback. We want to see what you can do. Don't be out here cheating. Gamer. I don't like people cheating.
Okay, but Gump.
That's cheating.
Gump, how is it cheating to do the tush push?
That's cheating.
How is the tush push cheating? It's in the rules that you can do it. Why don't you instead argue that you don't like the rule? But because when you say that it's cheating, it's not cheating.
Well, let's have two people catch the ball then.
Okay, let's
go back to old school.
Let's make running. Hey, let's take away running. Let's not allow quarterbacks to run the ball because that's too advantageous for some quarterbacks.
I know.
Yeah.
More forward.
Oh God, Jimmy Garoppolo would go back into the NFL as a starter if there was no forward pass. He'd be one of the best signal callers in the game. Jimmy Garoppolo knows how to throw a negative 1 yard pass to Deebo Samuel. He's the best there ever was.
Rugby.
It's within the rules, Gump.
Not football.
Gump, where were you 2 years ago arguing against this? You're only mad because the Eagles said, let's look at the rule. You're mad, Gump, because the Eagles looked at the rule book and they said, hey, let's perfect this. And now all of a sudden they win a Super Bowl. And how convenient you want to take away the tush push after they win the Super Bowl. How about you go out there and do it back? Oh, you can't because golf can't do that kind of thing.
When you play tennis, you got to hit the ball in bounds. You got to play.
And that's in the rule book, Gump. And that's in the rule book, Gump. It's in the rules, Gump. Yeah.
Gets crossed. You got to hit the ball.
Correct. Gump, you're proving my point. Gump, you're proving my point.
That's like 10 people carrying the ball in the end zone.
You are proving my point. Thank you for proving my point.
One person put the ball.
You're proving my point. Thank you, Gump. Thanks, Gump.
One.
Okay. Gump. Stop saying that. Stop saying it. How many times are you going to say that? God.
I'm old school, Smitty.
Okay, Gump, mute yourself real quickly. I'll come back to you. Hey, look at it as a positive. I didn't hang up on you. So just mute yourself real quickly. All right, back over to Travis, then back over to Kyrie Boston. Go ahead, Travis. Said it 5,000 times.
No, yeah, I mean,
ball. Two people hit the ball. Two people. Go ahead.
Well, it's like if more than one team could do it, it'd be called innovative, and it would be a new thing, and everyone would love it. And, even Josh Allen, I think, could do it. You saw it in that playoff game. He kept going to the left, though. They weren't doing the thing. Sometimes people just have an advantage. Like, he can squat 800 pounds, 600 pounds, whatever it is. He has an advantage. Some guys can throw the ball further. In the rules, so no reason to change.
Yeah. Surprise. Clint says Gump is right. Clint wants to have no tush push. I could have called that. I knew that was coming from a mob. Clint, you disagree with everything I say. So there's certain people I could guarantee. And Clint probably doesn't like Kyron. Probably doesn't like Achan. Doesn't like the tush push. There's definitely a lot of commonalities there. with your take. Any of the general haters of the show, they follow this path that's very easy to predict. No Kyron, no Achan, which I haven't heard a single complaint about Kyron or Achan the last year. Those people vanished or pretended they never said it. It wasn't me. I wasn't on that train. Yeah, right. All right, hold on. I gotta add New Age Outlaw. Hold on one second while I merge the call here. Go ahead, Travis, and finish what you were saying. Then I'll go to New Age. Then I'll go over to Kyrie Boston. So go ahead, Travis, and finish real quick.
No, you can go to him.
All right. New Age Outlaw, appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate BBQ too, dropping these 50. Guys, thank BBQ. Use his emoji. He's got this emoji for a reason. New Age, you're live.
Okay, my thing on this push thing is the Packers really don't got a problem because we use our craft. But the problem is when everybody banded on defense. Now, if you could do it on defense like we used to do and block the extra points and go field goal, it would be a fair game. If you could bring it legal on both sides of the ball, that's fair game.
But let me, and because you're a rational person, I'm not going to scream and yell at you because we have a different take here.
You can scream, you can hang up on me. I'm cool with it. I can handle it.
And New Age is a man. He can take it. No, but I'll just say this. Like, why wasn't this called on earlier? Why does it have to be comb through the rules, figure out what you don't like. Don't wait until somebody is able to perfect something within the confines of the rules and then raise a concern because somebody did a great job using the rules that are in play. This isn't a secret. Like the recipe here was known. Everybody's known that they could cook this up, and they've been doing it for a while. And nobody complained when they were starting to get it going. And they're like, oh, the tush push. It was only until they started to dominate with it that people started talking about it. And now they win a Super Bowl, and conveniently, a lot of people want the tush push banned. I just think it would be one thing, New Age, if it was something that was brought up earlier. But to bring it up now, it feels really soft to me. To be like, oh, this team just won the Super Bowl. What's their best play? Let's take it away from them. Everybody can do it. Like, that's the thing. It's like, who cares? Who cares if it's against what somebody thought football should be back in the day? They've changed a lot of rules over the years. The bottom line is everybody has the ability to do it if they want to. And Josh Allen, one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the NFL, can't even replicate it. What?
Why was the defense push banned?
Well, I mean, that's a whole different topic, though. You know, like, I don't mind you even, like, if you said, hey, I agree with some of what you're saying, if they, like you did, if they were to implement that, then vote for that change. You know, vote for a counteracting defensive, situation that everybody also gets the advantage of having. But, like, and even that would probably rub me the wrong way a little bit because you're still trying to comb through the rules to try and defeat somebody that does something really well, and you're using the rule book to do it. Like, that seems really cowardly to me. And I'm not calling you a coward, obviously, New Age, but it's cowardly in general to me to be like, let's try and comb through the rules and let's change something that this team that just won does well so that we can now compete. It just feels a little late to the party.
But our goal is not, I don't think you understand, the Packers' goal is not to ban the tush push. It's to make it equal on both sides. We got Kraft, and he does great at it.
Okay, but what? But
he quarterback, he can use them.
I don't think that's the Packers' goal, though, because the Packers are proposing to ban.
Suck at it, bro. Y'all haters, man.
Hey,
he pissed me off with this one.
Hey.
Yo, he pissed me off.
Hold on, Kyrie Boston. Hold on one second. But New Age, I don't think what you said was actually the case, though. Their goal is to even it out, you're saying, with the defense they're having, but they're the ones that are proposing to ban the tush push. So how are they not the culprits here? How is their So I'm just trying to get clarification.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Bro, you're weak.
Hey, Kyrie Boston, hang tight. This is new. Hey, Kyrie Boston. Kyrie Boston. Kyrie, calm down. Calm down. This is. Do you know who you're talking to right now? This is New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw is responsible for keeping this LED light on over here in the corner.
Yo, you no disrespect, man, but you're killing me right now.
Look, I got about 2,000 LEDs. I got about 2,000 LEDs in the building here, and New Age is single-handedly responsible for one of these LEDs being on, one of these single light bulbs. He is a connoisseur of this channel and a gift to this channel. He's amazing. So let's not clown him. You can clown the angle or the topic.
I'm sorry, New Age. My fault, man. And I know he had a lot to his channel, but you're so bad.
You want to yell at Gump that way? Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding, Gump.
They're the ones who call the top.
All right. So real quickly, New Age. Let me just ask you this final follow-up question, and then we'll go over to Kyrie Boston and let him vent a little bit. Yeah, I my final stance is that I think that it's weak and soft to want to change it now. Had you wanted to change it earlier, it'd be okay. It just seems like you're going to Papa, and you want Papa to save the day. Like you and not to mention you have every opportunity to still. Everything is the same. Every team is faced with the same set of rules. Every team can do the tush push if they want. They don't do it well. The Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the league by far and away. This is a 14, 15 touchdown rushing capable guy. They can't even do it properly. Obviously, they did a bad job. They tried to run it up the same behind the center like 4 times in a row and didn't do a good job. But the bottom line is everybody has a chance to do this. And I think changing the rules just feels weak. It just feels like it feels as bad as saying that quarterbacks can't run anymore because Lamar Jackson's too good at it. I just think it's weak. I will say there's
last year we bring it up. Last year we bring it up again.
Yeah.
But take 2014, so it ain't all Green Bay. There's got to be 2014, so I wouldn't even worry about it if I was Boston, you know.
Oh yeah, no, like I already said at the top of the show.
Bro, bro.
Like I said at the top of the show.
You know what I'm saying? The Green Bay team. Yeah.
That's not. Jay says Gump is drinking. No, that's not Gump. Gump's being quiet right now, Jay.
Can do it. Oh yeah. If Love can't do it, because Love got weak knees. Why? Because Love can't bench press 600 pounds. He can't press 600 pounds, man. Yeah, Gray knows no fight. His team requires 600 pounds, bro. Nope. Just say Jalen, but you got him. You got your team's weak. The Green Bay is a weak, bro. That's all I gotta say. They're weak. They're sorry. They're soft. I don't like them. But I have no hate towards them. I'm still drafting.
All right, Kyrie, let New Age talk a little. You got hung up on yesterday because you wouldn't stop. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so what? You know, we had AJ Dillon. He could squat that. He could keep up, but you guys took him for the tush push, which is a smart move. You got AJ Dillon too. As long as there ain't no stopping it. But that's besides the point. I mean, you got to have 24 teams.
All right, hold on. Yeah. All right, hold on a second, Kyrie. Just mute yourself, please. As I said at the top of the show, 24 teams is not happening because every bit of the coaching tree coming from Philly is going to be loyal to not voting for the tush push to be banned. From Moore to Steichen, you already have 4 coaches that come from that tree, you know, including Gannon in Arizona, who are going to 100% not vote against that out of loyalty alone because that tush push got them jobs, you know. So I think, there's no threat to it, but it's still a topic to debate, and it's still something that I feel is weak, and it, in my opinion, paints the Green Bay Packers as a little bit of, I don't know, it just feels a little like tattletale-ish. They can't do it. They can't do it. The Tush Push. I don't know. But New Age, I appreciate you and I respect that. Go ahead, Travis.
But I got to stick up for my boys.
I know. That's loyal. Loyal of you, New Age, and I appreciate you. Go ahead, Travis. What were you going to say?
Blame, like, Atomic German saying something too, and all these teams saying it's, you know, for like, safety of the player, stuff like that. The excuses they're making.
How many injuries have happened because of the Tush Push, though?
Right. Just say we can't do it, so we don't want it.
I mean, I guess the only injury concern would be to the quarterback. Like, I guess it'd be really interesting to ask Jalen Hurts if he feels like it's going to shorten his career or something. Just give it to Dylan, AJ Dillon.
He'll end up getting hurt, and the Eagles won't have a quarterback.
Yeah, just give it to AJ Dillon. Teach AJ Dillon to do it. Put him on autopilot. Just be like, AJ Dillon, use your quads, bro. Remember how good AJ Dillon was once, and we thought he was going to be a superstar. And AJ Dillon, Kyrie Boston.
Finish him.
Good God, these Boston guys. He just like, I'm in the middle of speaking and he just won't stop. And I'm like, I'm talking. He's like, Smitty, you can call back, Kyrie. I hang up on you as a lesson, but good God. Do you guys remember when AJ Dillon was like the next rising superstar running back and we were just waiting for him to get into the lineup? God, that was such a fall from grace. New Age, how do you feel about hold on, let me add Kyrie Boston back in here. All right, go ahead. All right, no worries. Hang tight. Mute yourself real quickly, Kyrie Boston. I'll come back to you. I'm never mad at you. Okay, I'm never mad at you. You don't have to ever think I'm mad at you. I never get mad. I won't even remember tomorrow. All right, go ahead, New Age Outlaw. Speak to AJ Dillon real quick. Wadzilla 1.0.
He was a monster if he could stay healthy, but he just wasn't, it wasn't meant to be with it. Aaron Jones out there. I mean, I think it's a perfect pickup for Philly. I mean, it's amazing pickup.
Yeah, I just
hopefully he'll get some use there.
He was such a potential like double-digit lock touchdown guy. If you remember back a handful of years, almost feels like I can't believe he's even still in the league. When was he Ziggy? What? How old is AJ Dillon?
AJ Dillon is 26 years
26? Old. What?
2nd, 1999.
No. Ziggy Volume 10.
Yep.
26 years old? Seems like he's like 32 or something. AJ Dillon's 26 years old. Doesn't anybody else feel like he's been in the league 10 years? That's crazy. Wow, that shocked me. That's
2020. Yeah.
2020? Like during the pandemic? No. Is anybody else surprised by that? Am I the only one that feels a little like you're living in a simulation right now and somebody just messed up the math and I'm in here catching it? Like, what in the hell? The pandemic AJ Dillon was drafted?
Burrow, Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
CeeDee Lamb, that draft.
Wow. I'm shocked.
It's like a long time ago to me. I don't know.
That seems wild, bro. There's some things that you learn, like when I realized Jerry Jeudy was as young as he was. I felt like Jeudy had been in the league for like 8 years, and then I'm like, wait a minute, he was in the same class as.
That was the same draft.
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry. But doesn't AJ Dillon feel like he was in a 4 years prior draft class than Jerry Jeudy? That's wild. Because I feel like I've been waiting for AJ Dillon for a decade.
Yeah, I think the thing is we're waiting for so long. Like it could happen.
Wow, I think someone messed up on in the simulation tonight. That doesn't make sense to me. Somebody messed up. People are panicking right now in the control room. They're like, Steve, you idiot! he forgot the 0. What are you doing now? Smitty's gonna know he's in a simulation. He's gonna touch the screen. What are you? There's no way that makes sense to me. I'm not letting it go. There's no way AJ Dillon was drafted during the pandemic. I refuse to accept it. It is not the way my brain remembers it. The simulation. The pandemic just happened. Yeah, I know it was 5 years. We're entering 2025, but I can't believe that. Are you sure? Are you real? Are you real? What is going on here? Am I the only one? Nah, if it's a simulation, everybody's going to be like, you're right, I feel that way too. I'm just sitting, I'm hooked up. I've got no body. I'm just hooked up to these like wires. Just a brain getting manipulated. Thinking I got a channel. Thinking I'm somebody. I've got haters. I'm just hooked up to a bunch of wires. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. No, that sucks. All right, Kyrie Boston, final thoughts, and then I'm going to cycle everybody off the simulation phone line. Go ahead, Kyrie. Hello? Kyrie Boston.
My fault, I had to take it off mute.
All right, go ahead.
Okay? All right. I just want to say I apologize to new outlaw. Just I get over emotional sometimes when, like, I don't get over emotional about my teams, but like when they come at my teams a certain way, I kind of do. It depends how you come at them. Like, you telling the truth about the Patriots, Lions, or the Eagles.
We got three. Wait a minute. How many teams do you have?
I have 3 teams, man. 5 years old.
Okay.
Listen, Smitty.
You can't be Patriots.
I've got the entire AFC East.
You're emotional over my teams, Smitty.
Wait, hold on.
I love these teams. Equally.
Who are your teams again?
Real.
Wait, who are your teams again? Patriots?
Can't be in Boston and Philly.
Go ahead. You're
like football when I was about 5 years old, Smitty.
okay. Hold on.
3 teams.
All right, who are they? The Patriots, the Eagles, and who?
The Patriots, the Eagles, and the Lions.
Tom Brady.
I was 5 years old.
Super Bowl winning Eagles.
I looked at the name.
Super Bowl winning Tom Brady.
Huh?
That's like my buddy. My buddy growing up chose the Miami Dolphins and the New York Yankees to be his team when he was younger, and he's had a good run, real good run, you know, in his day. The Dolphins not lately, but growing up, he had 3 teams.
No, but Smitty, I'm not a fair weather friend. You gotta understand, I started at the age of 5.
5, okay. He planted his flag early. I mean, look, I'm a Cardinal fan because I'm in Arizona, but I somewhat understand you because.
No,
okay.
Like, I'm a real fan of my 3 teams.
Okay, I hear.
Randall Cunningham.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? With the Donovan McNabb.
I know, but I think what people are gonna say, Kyrie, calm down. Kyrie, calm down. Why I'm laughing, and I think what people are probably thinking is just kind of like saying, you know, you can love 3 women in your life, like you can
3 women. I'm doing it. More than 1 wife.
And you could. Yeah, I hope your wife ain't listening right now.
I would have 3 or 4.
Or he does. Are you married now? Probably not. Right? You're not married now?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Well, you might want to change. You might want to change that because I don't think it's gonna go well. But anyway, normal human.
Having 12 wives is a lot.
Yeah, normally though you can't love more than one person at a time, and I think that's the general thing. That's the general thinking, and so I think Kyrie Boston, hold on a second. What I'm trying to say is, I think what people are saying is you're going to divide that love up too much to ever really be a true fan. Like, what happens if all 3 of these teams? Well, you can't have all 3 of them go to the Super Bowl, but like they're in a position to, like, who are you choosing? I mean, clearly your Patriots can show up there in the game, but like, what if the Lions play the Eagles? What do you do there?
You know what happens to me as a kid? You know what I used to think when I was a kid? I used to think that, one of my favorite teams is going to win. I'm going to win either way. But when it finally happened, when the Patriots played the Eagles, I was hurt.
You better pick.
The next day, I love that the Patriots won the first time, but I was so hurt for the Eagles when Donovan McNabb couldn't win it.
You picked a lot of good.
Man, I was so hurt.
You picked a lot of good Super Bowl.
The Patriots when the Eagles won it. The Eagles won their first chip. So like I was 50-50.
All right. Okay. All right. Hey, Kyrie Boston, we'll see you later. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Explain, man.
I got you. All right. I gotta go though. Later. Appreciate you. All right. That's enough. Gump, you're live. You got final thoughts. Go.
Okay, stay with me here, Smitty. Stay with me.
You start off with that, and I know I'm gonna get. Let me put my finger over the button.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Remember when that guy? Remember when that? I'm gonna put it. You like to do analysts where you compare things.
Just go, Gumpy. Just spit it out.
Remember that? You remember that kid? You remember that kid that fell in the end zone and broke Barry Sanders' record touchdown in a year? Remember that? He actually broke Barry Sanders, and he just fell in the end zone. All right.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I think that if a lot of those touchdowns that Barry Sanders got, he got pushed in the end zone. You wouldn't like it. You just wouldn't like it. It's like when you were kids and you're throwing the ball up in there. Who's got enough guts to grab that ball? And then they all kill you. If you have the ball, everybody's got to kill you. You're taking away.
I'm not following. I'm not following you because I don't look at Jalen Hurts' touchdowns as if he doesn't deserve them.
You remember that kid that fell in the end zone?
Gump, you said that already. You said that already. We're repeating ourselves again.
Like, how many people you think like that? How many people really like watching Jalen Hurts fall in the end zone like an idiot with some big guy pushing behind him? I want to see that.
Gump.
And remember when I played football.
Remember.
I don't want a girl to play football. I don't want no girls out there.
Finish him.
Motion detected at the front door.
You're talking to a girl dad. 2 daughters. They want to play in the NFL. They'll play in the NFL, Gumpy. All right. Let me go over to New Age. New Age, final thoughts.
Just want to say to Boston that it's all cool and it's all love, brother. And then I know I would take Hendon Hooker over Rodgers any day. Every trucker loves a hooker.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you, New Age. Later. Travis, final thoughts.
I got nothing. I got to go reset my brain.
It's hard to top that. I think we all lost some brain cells tonight. BBQ dropping 50 gifted memberships like a monster. All right. See you tonight, Travis. Later. This is weak sauce. Teams draw up trick plays. Should we ban those as well? Perfect example. Perfect example. Because is the tush push a trick play? Kind of, right? But it just became they got so good at that trick play. What are we gonna do? Take away the Statue of Liberty play if somebody's able to do that flawlessly every time? Well, it's not. I mean, you're going to take the ball out of the quarterback's hand and run it in. Doesn't make any sense. Do you like watching that? I don't like watching that. He broke the touchdown record doing the Statue of Liberty play over and over and over. I mean, that's probably the best point anybody's made the entire night. That it's a trick play, kind of. You got to take it away because someone's effective at it. It's ridiculous. It's soft. Lewis, appreciate you. Change the rule where a team scores if the D jumps off a lot. That's they can do that. Remember the Super Bowl where the referee's like, if the defense jumps off sides again, the referee has the determination or the ability to rule a touchdown, which was like, what? New rule unlocked. Patrick Mahomes was like, let's do it live. And Patty Mahomes was like, we got a new rule unlocked. I think that, Lewis, if what you're saying is you think that should be the case, that even helps the tush push even more. And I don't know anybody wants to go in the direction of helping them more. Okay. rock out. I got 10 seconds. Go. Because I got to run.
First, do you think the defense should be able to push forward?
I'd be okay with that rule if the entire league wanted to rule in favor of it, but
If they had it.
But I think the bottom line is I'd be okay with it. I don't think it's something they should be doing, though, because everything to try and combat the tush push is weak. It's soft. It's soft to be like, oh, they're so good at this. Let's try and figure out how to make a new rule, whether it's on defense or take it away on offense, so that we can play a fair game of football, because we're soft little babies.
If they wanted me in the middle, that's all.
I mean, I'm okay with that versus banning the tush push, but I think that anything that is ruled to try and stop the tush push, whether it's banning it or trying to come up with some defensive rule against it, is weak, because they just won the Super Bowl. This should have been brought up before they ever got really good at it. When you first saw it, you should have. Did anybody have a problem when it was done as a trick play type of, like BBQ just eloquently said, when the tush push was kind of a trick play? Did anybody raise an eyebrow the first time it was done? Hell no. They were like, oh, that was a creative play. No one cared. And then they start getting good at it, and now everyone's like, wait a minute, I can't do that. And if the Buffalo Bills were a team, let's say, that said we should ban it after they just tried to do it and couldn't implement it, that would be hilarious. Yeah. And
Trying to get rid of it and blood falling off the seat.
yeah, any team that tried it last year, especially multiple times, should be ashamed of themselves if they're trying to vote to ban the tush push. Embarrassing. All right, Rock Out, got to go. Appreciate you, bro. We'll be back tonight.
All
right, Rock Out to the moon. Guys, I'll see you later. Thank you all for the super chats, the gifted memberships. Let me see if we got Lewis and BBQ. Lewis, did you get my second response? Thank you, BBQ, for the super chat. Lewis, are you here? Hopefully, Lewis, you're still here and you saw my response. And then celebratory messages, we have I was gifted a membership by BBQ. Yep, awesome, thank you. And then that boy says one team only. Everybody know that. I don't know what that's referring to, that boy, but I appreciate you dropping that. And I will see you all tonight. Thank you for the gifted memberships, BBQ. Drop BBQ's emoji. It looks like this. If you were gifted a membership, then you now have access to the BBQ emoji. So deploy it. Deploy it now for the man. He did it live. You do it live. Here's a supernova list for 2025 pending.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas.
Jeanty to the moon.
I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
There he is. Look at him.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking at the 8 supernovas. The magnificent 8.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
And of course, you can go get your merch at thefantasyfootballshow.com/merch. And I have that in the description of the video. And one of the new ads right here is this pixelated Jeanty shirt. And then, of course, I have the pixelated, which I have it on order, and it should be here tomorrow. I ordered it myself. Should have my Bucky Irving pixelated shirt. So this might become a new uniform on the channel. I love these. I love these. If people on the street don't know who it is when they see it, then you know they don't know ball. It's kind of like a code word to be in the club, to be my friend. Do you know who this is? And they're like, I don't know who that is. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go check out the new Jeanty shirt dropped. Kyron, yeah, I'll put the Kyron Vader tonight. It'll be up by midnight Eastern-ish, right around there. Don't forget, you can still get your Bijan Running Back 1 shirt, your Breeze's Pieces shirt, your backpacks, your Flex Fit hats. I've got the Jeanty and Bucky pixelated hats as well. Backpacks, the Himothy U University. Go check out. And a lot of these are in the YouTube store. So if you're on the YouTube app right now and you're watching the channel, at the top where it says home, videos, store, click on the store, and a majority of these are in a link to more are in the YouTube channel that you can grab the merch. Appreciate you all. Don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. Link is in the description of the video. Patreon.com/The Fantasy Football Show. And of course, don't forget to get on over to my content site, which I've been doing for 24-ish years. TheFantasyFootballShow.com. Link is also in the description of the video, in any video. All those links are in the description of every single video. So if you are ever like, I want to find the merch link or the FantasyFootballShow.com link or the Patreon link, just go to any video in the description. We'll have links to all of this stuff. See you all tonight. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Do it live. See you tonight, about midnight Eastern.